We're painting live, Saturday night edition. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope y'all had a great weekend so far. I did, just been busy. So if you are all waiting on any custom orders, they are all done. I just need to do another clear coat on all of them, and they should be all ready to ship by Tuesday morning. So if I haven't reached out to you already to clear up your invoice or whatever else needs to be done, I will do so probably tonight or tomorrow when everything's looking good. And there'll be a few more swim baits in this store, not a ton, but a few anyways. So I am going to do some cross tonight. We're going to do a couple different colors that I've been playing around with. One of them I did on a blade, and I'm going to turn it into a craw because it's just a good spring color. And another one is just a good natural color that was inspired by a request I had for a custom craw. And for some reason, I am not finding my feed here. So everybody hang in there. I can't see your comments yet, okay? Sometimes it's just finicky. You can watch me on YouTube as well. I posted the link in the description. I swear on my life that they changed the setup of this stupid page again. It's different. Like every single time I come in here, they mess with my business page layout on iPad. It like looks different every single time I come on here. Or maybe it's just my imagination. So I see me now. Make sure you share the feed, share it on your page, share it in the groups that you follow locally, in case there's people who are snowed in with nothing else to do who like fishing. They can watch me paint some lures, unless they find it incredibly boring, which I can completely understand. And then they'll just leave. So, sure. Anyway, I can pop over. I'm going to go ahead and pin the, why is that popping up? And what is it? I have like a second window with my video. That is so weird. It's just like right in the way. Huh. Okay. It's something new every time, I swear on my life. Let me try opening it. Ooh, it's bigger now. And really messed up. Okay, one of these days I'll get around. I posted the discount code in the description. It's live for all of those that might be watching on YouTube, which I think is like nobody right now. It is live in all capital letters and the number 15 all in one word, and you'll get 15% off anything on the website that's in stock. That does not apply for custom orders. So if you order something to be painted that isn't in the store, that does not get the discount. Okay, I don't transfer those to things that aren't in stock. It's just to get rid of things that I already have, to sell things I've already done, you know? Anyways, there's also some great clearance items in the store, and those are all 40% off while they last. And there still are quite a few things in there, so check that out. We've got lots of blade baits. If you guys haven't fished blades in the winter, they are killer. That is definitely one of the lures that we like using when it's cold. And just kind of jigging them right along or dragging them right along the bottom. Unfortunately, you lose a lot here that way because of the rocks. But I use mustard KVD trebles on all my baits, and they hold up a lot. They hold up a lot better than the traditional blades, because Chris, before we did our own blades, Chris used the Demiki Vault blades a lot, and the hooks on those are far less durable than the mustard. We've learned that with experience, that they break, and the ones that I put on do not. So good hooks on everything. So we're going to do a color like this blade that I did, right? It's called, I think I called it Hot Tamale. So it's like an orange fade to red, fade to a purple iridescent. But I'm going to turn this into a craw pattern. So I think I like it. And I also am going to do like a brown orange craw. This is a mag square bill that I ordered special for somebody from Alternative Lures. He has an exclusive mag square bill that he had designed, and it's 4.1 inches, and I think it's just over an ounce. I don't think it's super duper heavy, but they are huge, and this is what he wanted. So I don't have these in stock. If you want them and you want them painted, I can get more, but they are kind of expensive. So just know that it'll be more than my normal lures if you want to order those. Anyway, we're going to do something similar to that, but I'm going to mess with the coloring a little bit. So I'm probably going to do 2 of each just because I might do it a little different on both just to kind of see what I like better. All right, my screen view up here is still really messed up, so I'm just going to reload it. I don't know why, but I'm just going to go from here, I think, and see if this works. I'm going to click on click to expand. Okay, I think that worked. All right, now I can see you guys. Hi, Dad. Hi, Shane, Santiago, Rodney, Arthur, Richard, Monty. Of course, I can't get to the bottom of the comments now to post my. Oh my God, it's so annoying. If I turn it this way, will it do it? I just want to pin the. David, hello. Thank you for the stars. Well, poop. Huh. Here. It's not going to let me comment. That is really stupid. Huh. All right. I don't know, guys. I'm really trying hard to post the discount code, but it's not letting me. So anyway, it's live15, LIVE, and the number 15. And that'll give you 15% off at checkout. That's good through Sunday night. So you got tonight, all day tomorrow, and tomorrow night to use that. Okay? And that's it. All right, so I'm grabbing some clips, and then we'll get started. All right, so I use Stynal Res Primer. Oh my God, this thing is such a piece of crap. It never works. And unfortunately, I can't connect to the video until the video starts, on my page over here. And so I'm not able to like get on before I start the video to avoid having issues like this. Otherwise, I would, trust me. Where did I put that last one? Okay, here it is. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the primer while I still try to figure this out. I don't know what the hell. All right, so this is Badger Stynal Res, and I'm just going to put a light coat on everything. These are just 2.5 Squarbills. I only use high quality Squarbills, so I get mine. I'm actually going to do a quick alcohol wipe on these because I didn't do it yet. And the reason being because I have lotion on my hands and I forgot to put gloves on because I was running around. So I got a little bit of, I probably got a little bit of oil on it. It's so dry here. It's like we haven't had any moisture hardly at all this whole season. So it's like my skin is like ridiculously dry. So I forgot to put gloves on before I started here. So I'm just going to do a quick wipe down of these real quick before I spray them. And that's a good idea to do that with all your lures, but especially if you touch them with greasy fingers. Okay, let's try this. If I can't post this after I go through this one more time, I'm just not going to post. You can find the discount code in the description. Normally, I can just post it on here, but it's giving me some trouble, as usual. Anyway, have you guys been fishing? I got some pictures from Richard today. He went fishing on Table Rock and did pretty good. in the snow. They got like 2 feet. I'm kind of jealous because I live in Colorado and we've literally gotten almost nothing. I know the mountains like way up high, but the ski resorts have gotten some snow, but nothing compared to normal. Because we can see Pikes Peak from where we are. There's no snow on Pikes Peak, which is crazy because usually there's snow on Pikes Peak till June, and there's none, and it's mid-January. It's not good. So let's see if I can comment. It won't let me. I give up, you guys. It hates me. Anyway, all right. That's what I was doing. So we're just gonna throw a coat of Stylo Res on here, and that'll help with adhesion. So all we're really trying to do is just keep help our paint stick a little bit better because water-based paints don't stick great to plastic. If they get exposed to water when your clear coat is compromised, they're not gonna. Sometimes they'll peel off or come off. So it's a good idea to put something that's gonna help them stick a little bit better ahead of time. Not everybody does it, but it's just, I don't know, better safe than sorry, right? So I do it. And this is probably the least toxic thing you can use to improve your adhesion. There's a lot of other things you can buy, like etching primers and stuff like that, but they're pretty nasty. Most of them come in spray cans, like spray paint cans. You can get them for airbrush, but you have to buy big quantities, and it's expensive. So presumably, if you're using water-based paints, you're probably trying to keep the toxicity of the things that you're using to a minimum. And so this is a good way to go there. I got it to work. It didn't, except for my copy didn't hold that long though. Let's try this. It takes me like 6 times to get my Facebook to cooperate. It's so stupid. Oh, now it's not cooperating again. There we go. I have do you guys have a thing that says community standards? Oops. I don't have it set up for free shipping right now for 50 and up, so that was a lie if you read the description. Okay, there we go. All right, now there's the discount code. Jeez, what a pain in the ass. All right. Yeah, I'm jealous of everybody that got snow because we should have quite a bit. We should have gotten snow several times by now. Like last year, we got snow in October, I think, and we've gotten snow one time. We're in far southern Colorado on Pueblo West, which is like a smaller, more rural. Well, part of it's more rural community, just east or west. I'm sorry, of Pueblo, near Pueblo Reservoir. And we're a little warmer than like Denver and Colorado Springs, but we still get usually, we still get snow. Like we're at 5,000 feet almost, so you'd think, but no, not much. My kids got new snow pants and new coats from from Chris's dad and stepmom for Christmas, and they're dying to use them. So hopefully soon. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to scroll through these comments real quick to see while I was rambling what I missed. Hi, everybody. Yes, and Richard was using one of my jigs too. Dave, William, thank you so much. Ron. Hey, Anthony. Yeah, there's not too many viewers on YouTube. Usually my YouTube people watch after the fact. I get more views on my stuff after the live show. That's true of Facebook too, though. Not everybody has time to watch when I'm on, so that's fine. It's more fun when I have more people on, but I understand that, everybody's got stuff to do, right? All right, so I'm just cleaning out my airbrush, and then I'm going to put some white in here. So this is, I found this finally. I was using just regular Createx white because I couldn't find this. This is just Wicked Detail Flat Opaque White. I know that's like a really long description, but that's what it is. Hey, Brad, Rodney. Yeah, the mag ones are pretty cool. I don't know what he's fishing with. I don't know what he's fishing for with them. I don't know if you're watching or not, James, but James, I'm not sure what you go by. But the customer um, that shared my stuff with him, I think trolls. He trolls a lot of baits, specifically the Fat Papa, like trolls crankbaits. This one's for him too. It's a crappie, and they catch like pike and walleye and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know if they fish the same way or if he's fishing that. If he's cranking or trolling it. I don't know. But they like those bigger baits, and they do well with them. Okay, so that's just, you just want to get enough on there so that it's nice and well covered. Okay, a little bit at a time. Don't overdo it, otherwise your paint will pool. You don't want to spray too much at once. You gotta go light, even coats. Sometimes I forget to go back to the real basic stuff because I've been doing this for so long. Like telling people not to put too much paint on at once. It's the biggest mistake people make when they're new to lure painting is they put way too much paint on at once, and then it starts to kind of like bead up or splatter everywhere because you're putting air pressure on it when it's wet and it's like kind of too thick. So just go with really nice, even light coats until you get the desired opaqueness, if that's a word. Is opaqueness a word? I don't even know. We're going to call it a word today. Am I going to make some in an S crank? On these colors, I can. I have not planned what I'm going to do with these colors yet. 20 degrees and lots of snow in Kansas. I am jealous. Oh yeah, the blades here. I don't know. We have a lot of walleye and bass. That's mostly what gets caught, but you'll even get like catfish if you're going along the bottom with them. But they work really well, and it's something that we've started fishing more in the past year or two. And they've gained popularity overall too, I think. So anyway, I've got some really nice colors in stock, and so check them out. They're good for ice fishing too. So all right, one more to go here. Hi, Stan. Red. Oh yeah, you're in Florida now, aren't you? Hello, Arthur. All right, who else is here? Share the feed if you guys can. I appreciate the shares. Hi, Ryan. Okay. One more. So they're bringing like fiber optic internet, I guess, part of our town, but of course they're not doing it on my side of town. So I'm holding out for Starlink. That's about the only probably way I'm gonna get better service because some of my shows are choppy sometimes. I know because we are on satellite internet and it's not as great as I'd like it to be. Kind of for as far as we are, kind of outside of town. It could be worse, but okay. So moving right along. Let's clean this out, and we'll get started with the. I'm gonna do a bone base on the brown and orange craw first, just because it's. How do I explain this? Once you put the bright colors in, it's a little bit harder to get all of them out. I mean, I have 2 brushes here, so it's not really a big deal, but I'm just going to start with the lightest color for my base and then go to the brighter colors. I'm just trying to make it as easy on myself as possible, I guess. I'll have to show you guys what I did or what I finished here too. I got some cool stuff hanging up that I finished. I had somebody from the Netherlands order a bunch of big base for kite and let me kind of do whatever I wanted, which makes me a little nervous because I'm always like, well, you say that, but then I show you it and you're like, that's not really what I wanted. And I'm like, I feel bad, but no one ever would tell me, right? They'd just be like, So I'm praying for the best. Everybody pray for me. All right, this is Bone. This is Createx Illustration Colors, Tim Gore's Bloodline, and it's called Old Bone White. You can get all these paints on spraygunner.com. That's the easiest place, or on Coast Airbrush's website. They have both those places have really good prices on paints, and that's the cheapest place to get paint. The most expensive place to get paint is Hobby Lobby. Okay? That's where everybody wants to go because nobody wants to order on the internet. It's also the most expensive place to buy your paints. I mean, I'm sure there's something more expensive, but it's expensive at Hobby Lobby. All right, so this is Bone. And I'm just going to do the whole thing. The top is not important. Like, the top is going to be dark, so, like, whatever. I put a little reducer in this because it seems a little thick. I'm getting it towards the bottom of the bottle. Normally, you don't really need to reduce this color. It's pretty well ready to spray. The illustration colors are a little bit thicker, or I'm sorry, thinner is what I meant to say. And these were all designed for doing, like, you know, creature stuff. Blood and guts, Halloween-y stuff, you know what I mean? Like, they have colors, like, to do bruises and, like, I don't know, you know what I mean, like, all that kind of stuff. And skin, flesh tones, and all kinds of stuff. That's a word. Okay, John says that was a word. So, all right. Hard to put down the jig. You know, I bet you, are you jigging on the bottom? I'm assuming. Probably have a similar effect. The blade bait might get you a little bit more flash if you're using a chrome one. I don't know. But yeah, you're lucky because you live on such a good body of water. It's like the fishing is really good there. It's a lot harder here because we just don't have as many and we don't have the size either. You gotta have patience. And we're on a reservoir, so the water levels are always changing. That makes it a little tricky too. I'm making excuses. See? All right. Hi, John. Awesome. Great to hear that you're having success. I love to hear success stories. Get pictures if you can. I love to share your pictures. Hi, Dan. Aaron, watching football. I don't really follow too much football, honestly. I couldn't say that I've watched any this year. I know we used to, but not so much anymore, really. I guess Chris watches it, but I don't know. I'm not a TV person in general. I'm kind of a busy person. Like, I kind of just have to be doing something all the time. So I don't watch anything really. I just listen to a lot of podcasts, and I'd rather read books than watch shows and all that stuff. I don't know why. It's like anti-pants or something. But I only read, like, really when I'm trying to go to sleep. So mostly I just work and listen to things on my send you pictures. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Okay. Okay. Get so much pressure, yeah. Ours isn't. Ours is not a very good lake, and it gets a lot of pressure. You'd be so bored if you came here and fished it. You'd be like, all right. This is Fluorescent Orange. So I showed you the blade bait that I was basing this color off of. So let me show you one more time in case you weren't here. So it's kind of a demon-like color, you know, from Rapala, kind of like a demon, but not exactly the same. So I'm going to do something like that, and we're going to turn it into a craw. So this is Fluorescent Orange Createx. And so I'm just going to do like the, you know, I'm going to go like maybe halfway, a little further than halfway up the bait. And I'm not using the bone baits. Those are for different colors. These are just white. So again, now one of the easiest things to do with orange fluorescent paint is to put too much down at once because it doesn't show up very well. Over white, you have to do a lot of coats. So just take it easy and don't overdo it. So it's going to start out really super light, okay? And then you're just going to have to let it dry and then do another coat. If you pile it on, again, like I said before, you're going to get running. If the paint's going to start to run or splatter or beat up or whatever, you know, it's going to look messy. So you got to be patient. And you got to let it dry in between coats. This paint is kind of old, and I think there's some dried speckly chunks in it. It's not spraying that great. So I'm just going back and forth between the two and doing a light coat. By the time you get done with, you know, the first one and the second one is still wet. I was going to say dry, but it's not. So, hi, Rusty. How are you? Oh, my goodness. -8. How are you guys doing? James, you asked what kind of brush I use. I have, I use on my stand right now. I have an Aurora HPCS, and then I also have a Badger Patriot, Extreme Patriot. So I use Badger and Aurora. And no, I cannot. I do not have a preference. Everybody like sits there and says that like one or the other is garbage. I don't see it. I think they're both good. So whatever you like. Badgers are made in the USA, and they're much. And you can get a Patriot for way less money than you can get an Awada. So if you want to have multiple brushes, then it's a little more affordable if you go with Badger. And they have good sales sometimes too. You can get pretty good deals sometimes. Usually Ken runs a really good sale at least once a year. Usually he does one for his birthday, but this year I think he just did a Christmas sale. I don't really need any more airbrushes, so I didn't buy one, but he usually does 50% off. Buy one, get one free kind of deal. So it's a really good deal. But they're usually, oops, I'm gonna paint. They're usually about half off. And so you can get a couple brushes for the price of one, which is nice. Like I said, you need a lot of orange to cover over white. If you want it to be solid, you have to do several layers. So this is going to take a little bit, so be patient. This is I think, is it auto air? Maybe not. Okay, this is just regular Createx. It's just like an ancient bottle of Createx Fluorescent Orange. I haven't been painting that long. I just got it. I got it from a friend who stopped painting, and so it's kind of old. It looks like the auto air bottles look now. but it's just regular Create. So just a quick peek so it doesn't run. What blanks do I use? I use the Chinese junk ball. They're all made in China. I'm going to warn you. Everybody says that. The Chinese lures are junk, but all these factories that make these blanks, they make all of your brand names too. So Strike King is made by all these same factories. All the good brands you use are made in the same places these are made. There's definitely varying quality of lures out there. I order my Squarbills direct from the factory in China, and they're the best quality non-branded ones that are out there. As far as like just going, getting blanks from people who sell blanks, just look for the high quality ones on all of the websites so like go to Sugar Tit Custom Lures or Backwater Outfitting or Cedar Run Outdoors and look for their blanks that say high quality. They're more expensive, but they're the highest quality blanks that are sold in that whatever type it is. Otherwise, you're just going to have to repaint branded lures if you're super convinced that the ones that come from the brand are always better, then you're just going to have to repaint originals. Or just, order a bunch from Sugar Tit or Backwater. Just order a couple of a bunch of things and like take a look at them yourself. Test them in the water, see if they swim decent or not. And if they're junk, just don't buy them again. Like that's the best way to go. If you want to be sure that you're getting something that you think is decent. Otherwise, you got to carve your own. Basically, is your only other option. Because I don't think no plastic blanks are made in the United States anymore except for Manns, Manns, and they're on who the hell sells Manns? I think it's Lure Parts Online maybe that sells Manns blanks. There's 4 different styles, and those are the only ones that are made in the United States. All the rest of them are made in China, including all your brand name lures, are all made in China. So, I'm off my soapbox. Peter, what's up? You got your Awada at Hobby Lobby? Yeah, they do have them at Hobby Lobby too. Some people used to get away with using the coupon, but they don't even have the coupon anymore. So you were never not supposed to be able to use that coupon on that, but some people were getting away with it. But they don't have that coupon anymore. So the Awada Eclipse, this one is about $150. Sometimes you can get it a little cheaper. And then the Badger Patriot 105 is you can get on spraygunner.com for like $75. And then this is the Extreme Patriot, and it's a little more, anywhere from like $125 to $150. And the only difference between the Extreme Patriot 105 and the regular Patriot is the high roller trigger right here. I think I'm trying to remember. So this is a regular Patriot. Okay, I have. Oops. Hang on a second. I'm checking my needles because I'm not sure what I got here. Okay, so this is a 0.3. Okay, this black one is the Extreme Patriot. The difference is this has the high roller trigger, which is more comfortable if you're doing it like a ton of baits. Okay, your finger gets kind of sore pulling this square edge back. It's a 0.3 needle nozzle combo, and the regular Patriot is a 0.5. I don't really have a preference. I can paint with either one, and it's fine either way. And then there's this, which is the trigger. This is like a little trigger air adjustment. right? This doesn't have it. I don't use it anyway. I use Grex Quick Disconnects that can control my air on the fly. So personally, if for your money, I would just get the regular Badger. That's just my opinion. The high roller trigger, like I said, is kind of nice, but I don't know if I would spend another $60 to get it. And you can always get a different needle nozzle combo for your brush and convert it from like a 0.5 to a 0.3 if you want to. And they're not that expensive, like $15 or something for the conversion kit. And their parts are all on USA Airbrush Supply. Super slow shipping. I'm going to warn you about that, but the parts aren't terribly expensive either for Badger. They're pretty cheap and easy to get. So I don't know. There's ups and downs, I guess, with anything, right? So I just put bright red Createx transparent paint in my brush, and I'm just going to layer that on the middle of the bait along with my, which is kind of like, what am I trying to say here? I'm going to thin it, and I'm going to like fan it over the orange so it fades. Fade. That's the word I was looking for. Okay. So I just use a disposable paintbrush here. You know, we could use the snow, Rusty. I wish it would snow here. Where do I get my ideas, Erin? I'm sorry, I'm backing up here. This one is not that dissimilar from the Rapala Demon. And sometimes, but like the purple that I picked, I just have the color and I thought it would look cool, so that's what I did. I don't know. I just, a lot of my natural patterns are just staring at pictures of fish and thinking about what I could use that I have material-wise to replicate those things. And then sometimes I just sit and I think about how the colors would lay on top of each other. Like, I know it sounds really stupid, but I'll sit there and I'll think, how would this look on top of this? And I just kind of like dissect it in my head. And I'm like, okay, it might work. And then I'll just try it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I just don't do it again. I've spent entire days just trying different color schemes out just to see if it looks good. And then sometimes I just wing it on my show just to see what will happen. And sometimes it looks really good. And sometimes it doesn't look great, but it looks good enough that I know I can make a few like modifications and make it look good. Does that make any sense? So I don't know. You have to be not afraid to try things that you don't know are going to turn out. You have to remember it's only paint, right? It's like one of my favorite YouTubers, Bailey Sarian. If you like true crime stuff, you know who she is. She always says it washes off. It's just makeup. She does true crime and makeup at the same time. I don't really care about the makeup that much, but I mean it's fun to watch because she's really good at it. But if you like my show, you probably like her show. If you like true crime. Anyway, that's my plug for her. But it washes off. So like there's no reason to be afraid to try a bunch of random crap. It's just time consuming is all to try stuff. Okay, so it kind of fades into the flow orange here now, right? You're trying to get the paint nice and thin so that when you fade onto the orange, it doesn't look splattery or harsh. And that's what you're going for there. So I'm going to do this one too. I don't know that I have a different plan for these two. I kind of already know what I'm going to do, so I don't really know why I'm doing two of these. Maybe I should come up with some kind of a variation to, I don't know, let me think about it. Yeah, maybe I'll add some texture to one of them just to see what it looks like. Like some, I don't know, stencil texture in maybe like white pearl on top and then do the black splatter. What do you think? Or should I do a different color? I don't know about gold with, I think gold with the purple is going to be weird. So I don't know about that. Silver, white pearl? I don't know. Is it all a bad idea? Okay, so I'm just trying to kind of fade it. Fade it gently. Okay. So there we go. It just fades into that orange. So we're done with that. So I'm going to dump this out. We're going to spray it out. Oh, this is getting purple on top. This is the color right here, Peter. I'm doing this blade color. So I have a pigment, a powder pigment that I'm going to use for the purple. If you've ever seen the demon is different. It's totally different colors than this, but it has like a similar quality to it with the purple, orangish, purplish, reddish or whatever, but I'm just doing layering colors. I'm not exactly sure how they do that color. I've never really tried to copy it, but it is pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure how they do it. I know some people who've gotten really super close to it, like AJ Mend, if you follow his Instagram. He's gotten really close. And he did a color similar to this right after I did this blade bait. He did a color really similar to this, so I swear I'm not copying it. I had those like a month ago. All right. This red is really hard to get out of this brush, so bear with me while I try and get it all out. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the purple on this. Just because I have red in here, I can't get out, and I don't want to spray my other bait with some red still in here. So I'll do the clear bait base here. Let's see here. S. Crank Lipless. Okay, Anthony, PM me about that so that I don't forget what you said. Oh, do you, Ryan? I love her. I love Bailey Sarian. She's funny. I mean, she's a rambler, kind of like me. She just likes to talk about stupid crap, but it's fun. I don't know. It's entertaining. She's way funnier than me, though. All right, and has way more cool tattoos. I have none. I have no tattoos. All right. So this is transparent base. The number is 4004 if you want to get some. You can use balancing clear as well, 4030, but this is just like a good mid coat too. It's 4004. It's clear. It looks white in here, but it's clear when it's sprayed on. And you can put it on in between colors if you don't want them to bleed together. You can mix it with colors that you want to be less harsh, but you don't want to put like too much reducer in them. So say you want black to be sort of really super transparent, but you don't want to reduce it to the point that it's just straight water. You can put a little bit of this with the black and mix it together, and it'll be more sheer that way without being too watery. Bailey Sarian, Sarian. If you she does this show called Murder Mystery. Oh my God. Murder Mystery and Makeup. Yes, I think. And it's so good. Once you start watching her, I'm warning you, it's super addictive. You're gonna binge like every show, and it's gonna take you like 2 weeks. And you'll be addicted. She has a podcast also called Dark History. That's really interesting. And actually, her husband is an airbrush and tattoo artist. And I haven't really watched, like, I'm sure he has some stuff posted, but I haven't really watched it. I should. He's like super talented, like does stuff for famous people, I think. I think I started watching her before she had 1 million followers, and now she has like 6 million followers or something like that. So this is a pigment, and it's kind of a heavier flake, and I put it in a 0.3 gun because I wasn't thinking really. It'd be much easier if you have a 0.5, and I do, and I just didn't think of it. So I'm going heavy on the top and on the nose, but you got to be careful. It'll start to run if you do it too heavy. So I'm going to move on to the next one. But you can sort of see it coming together. It's starting to run already, so I need to take it easy. And I'm not being patient and heat setting like I should be. So lesson to all. You're looking forward to seeing your glide bake. Do you want to see it now? Share the feed if you can, guys. I appreciate the shares. That's not spraying great, and I don't know why. It's coming out kind of splotchy. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Do you see that? How it's kind of splotchy? I think I'm just putting it on too heavy. It's been a little bit hard to control because the fleck, the pigment that I put in there, the powder. I got this on AliExpress, by the way. I couldn't tell you the name of it because I don't speak that language. But it's just like an Aurora. They call it an Aurora pigment, and they just sell them by the colors, by the each. I think these are like, I want to say they're like $3.50 or $4 a piece. So they're not super dirt cheap, but I have like 4 or 5 different colors, and I primarily use that one. And then there's another like pinkish purple color that I use, and this one I'm going to use tonight too. This is like a brownish purple. Oh, it's cool. So we're going to try that on the other claw on the top. Yeah, this is spraying like poop. I'm going to switch to, oh no, I can't actually. I'm debating here. It's not spraying very good. I think I need it to go into a different brush, but I don't really want to switch brushes right now. I think it's partially, I have to spray so much at once because the brush is, it's hard to get it to come out. It's kind of screwing it up. I usually use lacquer paints and it makes everything, I don't know, they're really nasty smelling, but it makes it much easier to spray this stuff. See, I got it everywhere. This is a mess. This is why I do 2 different lures, and then in case I screw one up, because of how this one looks right now. Looks like crap. I'm going to pour this into my, sometimes the Awada will take a little bit more, it'll spray a little bit better. It's a 0.35 and this is a 0.3, and I don't know if that matters, but it might. I don't know how clean my 0.5 is, which is why I'm not getting it out right now. It should be, but I'm not like really confident that it's super clean. So I'm afraid if I get it out and then it's going to clog, and then I'm going to be right back where I started. So, okay, I'm going to set this aside and see if this works better. Okay. Okay, it seems to be. I do think the Awada in general sprays harder. I don't know why I think that. It just seems to, like, I don't know, it just seems to blow everything through. I can see why people are so dead set that it's the best brush. This isn't laying down the way I want it to lay down, and I'm getting really irritated right now. I think I'm going to try something else. It's just really pooling up. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I haven't had this problem before. See how it's like kind of splotchy up there on the nose? I usually don't have that problem, and I don't know why it's doing it. So I'm going to try something else once. I'm going to grab a purple paint, and I'm going to put purple paint down first, and then we'll put this over top, and we'll see if that helps. Bear with me while I find the color I'm looking for in here. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to put down some violet. This is transparent violet Com Art, and it's ready to spray. So I'm just going to have one of these, spraying some of this, and then spraying that over it, and see if that helps me not need so many coats. And it might not work. So I did not have this problem last time I did this, and I think it's just the difference between the water-based paint and the... I'm just probably putting too much down at once. It seems to be working, actually. So I'll just put a good coat of this down, and then I'll layer over top of it with the pigment to give it that like color shifting look in the circle, and that should work a lot better. So I'm kind of just going over the eyeball, like the middle of the eyeball here, and then the nose, and then the back. I'm going to fade this purple down just a little bit so it blends in. Okay, and then we'll do the sparkly on top. So that's what that looks like now. Much more even and darker, obviously, too. And then I'll do the same thing on this one because this isn't looking good either. You run into problems like this, like when you're painting, airbrushing and stuff, and you just have to take a step back sometimes and think about, like, how can I fix this problem in a different way. Some colors just don't mix. Like, sometimes you'll just put down one color over another, and you'll be like, it just doesn't work, and it looks like crap. And like, don't ever try mixing, putting purple over top of chartreuse without white in between. It turns brown. It just doesn't work. Like, there's stuff like that where you figure it out as you go. You're like, I'm never doing that again. But you don't know until you try, or unless I tell you ahead of time, and then you don't waste your time, which is helpful too. Okay. So I was just cleaning my needle off on the end right there. And then I'm gonna put this one back, and then I'm gonna go back to my pearl here, and we'll finish that off. So I'm gonna mist it over the top just to give it a little bit of a sparkly look. Not too much at once like I was before. I'm gonna try not to do that. Once that one side is still really jacked up. I don't know if I can fix that, but it might end up being a scratch and dent. I usually won't remove paint. If I make a mistake, I'll usually just like discount it and put it as a scratch and dent. I don't do it very often. Usually I can fix them, but if it's like beyond fixing, I'll finish it and sell it at a discount before I'll actually just start over. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I dig it. So there's your color there. I don't think I'm going to touch this, actually. It looks pretty good. So there's number 2. So it fades red, purple red to orange. So I'm going to get rid of this. And then I'm going to go on to the other color real quick. So I had somebody request an orange and brown craw, and that's where I came up with this color. So I'm going to do candy orange. Okay, I don't want it to be fluorescent. I just want it to be orange. So we're going to do a candy orange and see how this looks. This is Auto Air Candy Orange. You could use Candy 2.0, but it's very thin. And I do like Candy 2.0, but I don't think I have orange. Maybe I do actually have orange. I can't remember now. I do or not. Do I? Grabber orange. Yeah, I do have it actually. Crap, I totally forgot. My bad. This will work though. This is just kind of like a medium, like a pumpkin kind of orange or whatever. Not a fluorescent. All right. So let's grab the bellies of these. We're going to start from the bottom again with the orange. You got to be careful. You don't put too much down at once. So I'm just going to mist it heavy on the bottom in the middle first, and then I'll kind of just fade it up a little bit. So just a little bit at a time first. All right. Oh, the rod sleeve. Anthony, you might want to tell me what glide bait you want because I just finished them. My gun has about, I keep it at about 30 to 35 PSI. And then I use, these are adjustable quick disconnects, so I can turn my air up and down on the fly. They're by Grex. They're called Grex GMAC valves. You can get them on Amazon. So I can adjust it down or up on the fly without adjusting my regulator. I don't ever touch my air compressor. I just leave it at like 30 or 35 PSI, whatever I have it at. It's probably set to 40, so when I spray it's at 30. When I have it on, right now I have it wide open, so most of the time I spray it like 30 PSI. And I know a lot of people think that's high, but like I said, if I'm doing detail work and I need to dial it down, I can just do it right here. And I'll do that when I'm doing like splatter usually, or I don't turn it down a lot. I'll be real honest with you guys. I'm not one that messes with the air hose a lot or with the air pressure a lot. Okay, I'm just fading the orange about up halfway, just like super lightly so that it's kind of gradually darker as you get to the belly. And like pretty solid at the bottom. So it'll fade into the bone color a little bit. Best snacks. All right. All right. So I'm just doing the same thing on this one, just fading it up a little bit, super lightly on the sides, and then dark on the belly. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So let's get some brown out. Just a little bit of brown. Okay, and then I just use a paper towel to get all the rest out. This is just water, if anybody's curious. This is Createx Reducer, if you see me using that. It's really watery, and when it comes out of they come in a bottle like this. So like when you go to put it in, it just ends up everywhere. So I put it in like one of these little ketchup bottle like things. I mean, if you're only like 20 years old, you don't even know what I mean when I say ketchup bottle. Those of you my age and older know what I'm talking about. Restaurants used to use bottles like that for ketchup. I don't know, maybe a few here and there do now, but not really that much. So this is already reduced, but no, actually it's not. Never mind. I don't have my pre-reduced bottle, but usually Wicked Detail colors don't need to be reduced, but I like to put reducer in everything. I think it sprays better that way, and I also this sepia is I don't know what it is about sepia, but every time I've gotten a bottle of sepia, it's had chunks in it, and so I'm stirring it really stirring it, and I reduced it. I put pantyhose over the top of it to try and strain it like 2 layers, and it doesn't really work. Okay, so I just have to deal with it. Hi Ross. The bone I use Tim Gore's Old Bone White. It is by Createx Illustration Colors. Tim Gore's Old Bone White. You can get it on Spray Gunner or Coast Airbrush. Those two places have the best prices. They probably won't have it at Hobby Lobby or any place like that, because unless you have one that has every color under the sun, but we don't have our Hobby Lobby's not super big here, so they don't carry a lot of variety colors. So it's much easier it's cheaper too just to order online. So all I'm doing is misting the brown and kind of letting it fade over the top a little bit, but I'm trying to get it fairly solid brown on the top. And sepia is a very thin and transparent color too, so it's meant for fading and layering and toning things, so you don't just throw it down in one thick layer to cover everything. You have to take your time with it. It's about as good of a brown color as you're going to get if you want a solid brown. You just have to put it down in layers carefully to get it to be solid. There's a lot of other browns, but they all have like a red tone or green tone or something that I found anyway. I don't know of any other browns. I have like umber is nice, but it's like a reddish color, and so sepia is kind of a must-have color. The only really decent brown color that I have, I would say. You'll find if you start painting lures, that if you're not doing walleye stuff, which I do some walleye stuff because we live on a lake that has a lot of walleye here, but you'll go back to the same colors a lot. You'll use like a few colors all the time, and then other colors you'll use like infrequently. They just get mixed up, in different configurations, basically. Okay, so this looks pretty good, I think. So that's kind of like the fade brown to orange, and I'm just kind of leaving the middle exposed a little bit with the bone color. Okay. Make sure you guys check out what's in stock. I did put some new stuff in this week. If you fish walleye, there's definitely some stuff in there for you. I did some walleye stuff for the local general store, and whoever else might want some. And there's some stuff for ice fishing. I did some small lipless, and there's blades, and so yeah, and some jigs. I have a whole bunch more jigs that are hanging up here that need to be painted, but I need to get more skirts. I have some, but I'm not going to have very many. I don't have enough. So I need to order some. I have a good source, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it. So I'm just cleaning this out again, and we're going to do some splatter. Some splatter. Yay, splatter. So, oh, I forgot. Yes, what time is it? Should I get my splatter brush out? No, I don't want to do that. I got this splatter brush. Let me see it. I'll show you. I got a splatter brush. I ordered it online, but I think you can get it. You might be able to get it at Hobby Lobby, but I can't say for sure. It should be right here, but of course, I'm not going to be able to find it because, you know, here it is. So this is a splatter brush, and it's kind of cool. I use this for, you know that, oh, you probably don't remember. I did a chrome red craw like a while ago, and I had gold paint on it. I use this for the splatter. So all you do is dip it in your paint, and then hold it like this in the middle, and just splatter downward like this. It's got real big bristles, so it'll leave like more of a, think like 90s paint splatter shirt splatter versus like a stippling, which is what I'm going to do now. And you can do it either way. Some people use a toothbrush, but it's so messy. It is so messy, and I just can't do it. That splatter brush is messy too, but the toothbrush is worse. And yeah, I don't like it. So I don't do it. I tried a few times and it was so bad. I was like, no more. My kids make enough messes. So funny story. I was out here clear coating for like an hour this morning, and I came back in my house, and my daughter got this paper maker kit. So you get the pulp, and then you get the dyes and the press and all that. And she took it out, and she had it on our wooden kitchen table. There was like puddles of food coloring on my wooden kitchen table. I was like, I don't even know what to say. I was so upset. I was like, you don't just take this out without asking. So I'm like, no paint, no dye until you ask me first. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm letting the paint run down the needle. I'm going to turn my pressure down. It was already down. Okay, maybe I did that already and I just didn't notice it. So I'm just turning it down real low, maybe like, I don't know, 10 psi or something. And I'm just holding the needle back and letting the paint drip down the needle. And then I hit the trigger, push the trigger straight down. It'll create this little like speckled pattern or whatever. And you can play around with your pressures and how long you hold it down and all that stuff to get like the splatter you want. But it can be somewhat hard to control how big your splatter is. It's kind of a crapshoot sometimes to get it to turn out the way you want to. Sometimes you just kind of have to, just whatever you do, after you let go of the needle, don't pull it back when you press down, because then you'll just end up like putting a giant splatter spray of black all over. So you got to be careful and just press down and don't press back. So that's how you get like a nice little round splatter pattern. Hold it back and then just press down on the air. And that'll push all that gold paint that's sitting on the end of your needle onto your lure. That's the easiest, least messy way to do splatter. And it does take a little practice to get it done. I do find it easier to do splatter with my Awada than I do with my Badger. And I have no idea why that is, but it just is. Probably the exposed needle, because the Badgers have the needle exposed. At least the 105 series has the needles exposed. And that might be why it turns out a little different. Because this has a cap over the needle, so it doesn't stick out as much. Which has its ups and downs. So if you tend to get a lot of tip dry on your needle, it's kind of a pain in the ass to have the cap on it. It's easy with the Badgers because you can just take a damp paper towel and clean it off really fast or whatever. Some people just use their fingernails if you don't use gloves or whatever. And on this, if it gets clogged really bad, you have to take the cap off and wipe it off because there's this little cap on the end of it. Again, I'm just holding the trigger back, pressing the air down to get the splatter, and then you get this nice splatter pattern. If you want it to splatter like at an angle, just hold it at an angle. You know, it's just practice, Richard. I'm not really that talented. It's just practice. I've just been doing it for a long time, and after you've been doing it for a while, it's just like riding a bike. It's just easy. Lots of hours. I do. I mean, this and my kids are my main jobs. I actually started substitute teaching, but I've only done it once. I've only done it once so far, and I don't think I'm very good at that yet. But I'm only going to do it occasionally because they needed people real bad. So that's what that looks like. I like it. I like those colors. So I'm going to leave the black in here, but I'm going to turn my air up a little bit. We're going to do some crawl lines. So my cross stencil is in this ginormous pile of crap over here. It's here. I forgot to get it out because, you know, I forgot. But it's here. Here we go. Nope, that's not it either. Oh, Krista. Why do you do this to me? I was going to put white texture on one of those too, wasn't I? Maybe I won't do that. All right, I got to stand up. I can't find it. Okay. So anyways, here it is. I knew it was there. So this is just, I cut a bunch of these out. I drew this myself with my Apple Pencil on my iPad. And so I just cut them out with a stencil material that you can get for the Cricut vinyl cutter. Oh, thank you guys. They're too nice. Quilting is cool. That's something I can't do. Yeah, you can send me baits anytime too. Whatever, everybody who's here, if you have something you want painted, I do repaints and whatnot too. So just reach out via email or private message. So I'm just lining this up basically with the space right underneath the lip here. And then I'll just hold it down right here, and then I'll make sure it's close here to the tail. Okay, and then just above the belly, right? So it's just above the belly under there. And I'll try and get it as close as I can to perfect, and then I'll just hold it on with my thumb like this. Okay, so I'm just holding it on there, and then I'll spray straight down. Try not to think too much, just, you know, hold it steady and spray. And then when you pull it off, you get a nice clean crawl line. So some people do all their craws plate by plate. And you can do that. You can do like an outline and just layer them, and you can do that. It's much more time consuming. Um, in some ways, it looks more realistic, but I do so many, it would take so long. And there's value, I guess, in both those things. I used to do mine one plate at a time, and honestly, I like how it looks like this better, but that's just me. So you can always peel it back to check it without moving your thumb. You know, just peel it up to check it to make sure you didn't miss any spots, and then you can take it off. It's a little light right here at the bottom, but I can probably fix that. And then I'll go across the top here and I'll just join it together. So I've been doing this a while, and I can do this with like I can do it with a 0.5. If you get close enough to your lure and you have good trigger control, you should be able to draw fine lines. So I'm just going to connect this line across the back to the next line. Oh my God, I screwed up already. I did, I screwed up. I just won't show you that side. I'm not used to doing this with my Iwata. I use my badgers a lot more. No particular reason, just I don't know why. Like, I'm not going to show you that one because I made a big boo boo on one side. I kind of sprayed a chonk on the side. And usually, if it's a mistake like that, I'll either come back with white and fix it, or I'll blend it somehow. Just depends how bad it is. All right, so there's that other side right now. And then I'll flip it over. Just make sure it's dry before you flip it over so you don't stick wet paint to the other side. You can blot it on a napkin or just, wait. Or use a hair dryer. Or you can also do, you could just make 2 stencils and then only use one side. But that always sounds like a good idea, but it never happens. I always end up flipping them over no matter what I say I'm going to do. So because I'll get to the point where like I don't want to go find the other one, so I'll just flip it over and then they're both painted. So I'm just joining my lines across the back here. So it doesn't have to be super clean because I'm going to shade, but I just joined them all the way around. So what I do then is I'll shade towards the face on the first section here. I'll shade towards the face, and all the rest shade up. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the way that it really looks. That's just the way that crawfish really look when you see like how their coloration is. So I'm just shading behind the lines a little bit. And it gives it that shadow look like it has in real life. So kind of like that. You can do a midline. Like sometimes you'll see where it has like this curve in between the first and the second plate. And I did that. I've done that on some of my craws. I'm not going to do it right now because I just don't want to take the time to do it right now. So bone and orange to black, pretty simple. And then on the belly, you just take whatever you have that's straight and then match up. See these points on this first plate here? There's a point. I'm going to match those up across the belly. I'm going to wrap this piece of paper around it like that, like a taco. Okay, and then I'm just going to paint along the edge of this note card until I get what looks like a shadowed line, right? And then I'll do that, and then I'll find this little notch right here on the next plate, and I'll match those up. And then I'll keep going. Just a very super light. You could do this in brown as well, and it might look better with brown actually, but for speed's sake, I'm going to do it in black right now. Okay, so you can see that belly pattern where you get that, like the overlapping plates or whatever. And I do think brown would look better, but no big deal. You can color in the eye sockets a little bit with black too. You could make the face black if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it kind of natural. So that's what that one looks like so far. And then we'll finish up. I was going to do some purple on the top just to see what it looks like too. So let me finish up one of these real quick, and then I'll move on and do the purple, that purple pigment, and see what that looks like on the top of this last one. And then these will all get black eyes. I always do black eyes with craws, like almost always. I just like how it looks on crawfish. They have black eyes in real life, I guess. I don't know. Some people do crazy colors, and that's okay, but I don't know. I have a hard time with it. I think of doing crazy colors, and then I'm like, it just doesn't look right. And then I change my mind, and I go to black. I guess it's just my style is just different. Some people like the crazy colors, and they have their place, I guess, but I have a hard time on crawfish it just doesn't seem right to me, so I don't do it. Okay. I've done it before, but not usually. Okay. So again, I'm just spraying straight at the stencil, okay? And then you get a nice clean line. It's just about making sure that you don't change the angle when you're spraying, and then it should turn out pretty good. So that just totally, see, I'm much better with fine lines. When I'm using my badgers, I don't know, I have much better luck with. I think I have a little bit of tip dry, so I'm gonna clean it. Hang on. All right. Sometimes the paint will dry to the tip of your needle, and it makes it harder for the paint to spray evenly. You just have to clean it off real quick, and then you're good to go. That came out kind of funky on the one side. It just did it again. See, I'm not having good luck right now. You know, I'm done with that. I'm done. Okay, so that's what my craw. This is my purple craw. I'm gonna fix that later, and then I'll post pictures of it because I could just screw that one up. So I'm gonna do the other one behind the scenes so I don't jack it up. And then let's put the purple on the back of this one and see what it looks like. We'll do this this other one so I don't screw up the one that turned out good. You guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but okay. Black is like everybody, it's my worst enemy. I absolutely hate black detail. It's the worst. This is rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, and I'm just using it to get dry paint off the sides of my paint cup. So I'm scrubbing it off with the alcohol, and then I'll spray a little through and dump it, and then wipe it out, and then spray it again with some water, and flush that through, and it's clean. And then I'm going to put this brown purple pigment in, and we're going to see what this looks like, and then I'm going to call it a day. I am super tired. Mama's tired. We're going to the zoo tomorrow, I guess. I'm taking the kids to the zoo with my friend and her kids. She has 4. She's a saint. I could not do it. She's younger than me, though. I've got about, I don't know, 14 years on her or something like that. So, all right. So this is it's like a purplish, brownish almost color. You'll see when I spray it. So we're gonna try a little bit on the face and back on this one. See what it looks like. It's a darker color. So let me dry it, then I'll. You can tell me what you think of it, if you think I should just leave it, or if you like it with the purple. I don't know. I kind of like it both ways, I guess. I don't know. I'm making it darker on the nose than I am on the rest of the back. I don't want to cover up all the. I would probably do this before. No, I wouldn't do it before. I wouldn't do it before doing the stripes, or I mean the plates. Okay, you'll have to tell me. So that's, I didn't do the shading on the back on this one, but that's what it looks like with the purplish pigment on it. Or does it look better? Don't leave it alone and just make it brown and stop messing with a good thing. What do you think? This doesn't have all of the detail on it yet, but you'll have to tell me what you think. Purple hue or no purple hue? And those will get black eyes. So I'll post pictures of those once they get done, and I'll do a run on those. You'll have to tell me what you think of those colors, if they're colors that you would buy or if you wouldn't. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Comment. And I hope you guys all have a good weekend. And yeah. You know, I don't really repeat colors that much. PM me, Peter, so I don't forget what you said. I don't repeat colors much. I was going to tell you guys, one thing I did do is on my website, I have a page that is called Custom Designs or Custom Orders or something like that. So if you click on that, it'll take you to a link where you can see all of the old patterns that I've done that are, they're not all up because I haven't gone through all of them to see where sorry, I was reading a comment that I missed on YouTube. Okay, Lucky Strike makes blanks here. That I didn't know that. I thought it was just Mans that makes blanks in the United States. I was just reading a comment on YouTube. He said Mans and Lucky Strike make their blanks in the United States. That's it. Every place else is in China. So I posted a gallery of all my pictures. You just click on the link. You'll be able to see everything I've done in the past that I can paint on anything you want at any time. You just need to PM me or email me. Maybe take a screenshot of the item you know, the photo of the item that you want and what color you want, and then you can just tell me what blank you want it on, and I can paint it for you. That way you can just go to one place to find all my previous designs. If there's something you're wanting done that I have never restocked, which most of my designs I have never restocked. I mean, maybe a few, but not many. So I try to put out new stuff. So if there's something you're waiting for me to restock, it's probably never going to happen. Just PM me and ask me for what you want, and I'll paint it for you. I'm going to add more stuff to that gallery. I just haven't gotten it finished yet. So soon I will have all of the available designs listed there. So go to my website and click on custom orders and you'll see that link. So everybody have a great weekend, and I will see you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.